backtrack a little bit to like your your line. Do you have a favorite piece that you or like a few pieces that you made like on like what made you be like, wow, this is my favorite piece, and like when did you notice like it was gonna be something that's like for like again your thing?
Okay, my favorite piece is the chevron gown that I made.
Mm-hmm.
It was blue and white. I walked to the fabric store looking for one fabric.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up seeing that fabric, and it seemed like it was speaking to me, like I need to do something with this fabric.
Yeah.
Right? So I kept looking at the fabric, so I ended up getting it. I was like, I want to make a gown with it. So I made a gown with it, and it came out dope. It was a V-neck cut. It was dope. I did a photo shoot with one of my models from out here. Her name was Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it with one of my favorite photographers named Dan Manucci.
Yeah.
And we did it on the beach scene.
I think you showed me a picture. Like
it was the one with where the gown was floating, like it looked like it was floating.
Yeah, that was a really elegant piece.
That picture, I felt like catapulted me to recognition in, especially in the Asian community, online, and just everybody, because Fashion Bomb Daily did a feature on me.
Oh wow!
With that piece, and it hit like 5,000 likes or whatever.
Yeah,
comments and stuff. But it also, that same picture was also featured in a magazine as well.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why it's one of my favorite pieces, because the picture alone, the combination of the model I picked, the photographer I used, the location.
It was just like it kind of was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was just like magic, that. Yeah. It's kind of like all the basically planets aligning. Yeah. And it just boom.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So
I remember that picture too. I remember looking at that picture when you sent it to me when I featured you on like one of my small episodes of series 1. I remember looking at the picture and saying, "Damn, like
that." It's one of those pictures whenever I show people, they're like, "Wow."
I know. Listen, we're gonna put the picture for y'all. Don't worry, y'all gonna see this picture, man. It's something different. But I heard you say while you were talking, like you were just went in there, you went to look for a certain fabric, and then pretty much like you saw something that was just speaking to you.
Yeah, it hit me on the peripheral because I'm walking through, and me, I have to do that sometimes because I'll get lost in the fabric store and buy everything. Yeah. So I had to put my blinders up, and I'm like, this one thing, I just kept looking to my right, and it was nice satin, silky material too. Yeah. And I was like, this joint. It was so good that the girl from Fashion Bomb Daily, Claire Somers, I made her the same dress because she said, I want that dress.
Oh, wow.
I made her the same dress. She sent me her measurements, and I remember she said she was going to Haiti on Monday. Mm-hmm. My boy was going out to New York on Sunday. Yeah. So he went out there. He said, you know what, I'll bring it to her personally. So I finished the dress. He brought it out there to her. She got it.
She loved it, huh?
She loved it. She wore it to Haiti, and she wore it to, she hosted a cocktail party in New York.
That's good.
It was hitting.
It must feel good when you actually like, and it's not like to even like shit on the, designers who just print shirts and stuff like that, but it must feel good when, like literally your blood, sweat, and tears, because like, and then you're working a lot of hours to make these things, so it must feel good when you see people actually love the pieces, 1, and 2, just like wearing it. Like, have you ever been out one time and just been like, oh, like you made something for somebody and caught somebody wearing one of your stuff?
I think I have. I'm trying to remember, because especially like, I'm trying to think.
I mean, we could always come back to that,
Yeah, but it's like, I think I ran into a few people wearing my stuff. But this is what I've heard a few times from people, like, one dude came up to me, was like, he dapped me up. This was like, I think brunch days. Yeah. And he dapped me up and he was like, yo, I know who you are. I said, oh, what's up? So, I'm a people person. Yeah. I learned that you got to interact with people.
100%.
So I said, what's up? He was like, yo, you made my sister's gown.
Oh, wow.
He said, that stuff came out dope. I was like, oh, and he told me which one, because I was like, I make a lot of prom dresses. You got to remind me. He told me which one. I said, oh, I remember exactly which one you're talking about. It was like this copper sequence. They brought the fabric, and they were like, yo, we want you to. And the thing is, she was a plus size girl. Yeah. And it's like, the thing is, people be thinking that I don't do plus size girls and I won't do dresses. The same way I'll kill a skinny girl's outfit is the same way I'm going to do it.
100%.
Because the thing is, to me, as long as I make sure that it fits her correctly, it's going to look good on her. And
that's all that matters.
And she loved it.
That's good.
To the point, like I said, her brother was like, yo, you did your thing. And to me, I love hearing stuff like that, because it's just like,
I mean, it's literally your hard work. Yeah. Like, and I mean, like, again, like I told you even before the camera, man, like I respect what you do because again, not a lot of people do the cut and sew anymore. People, not saying that people are lazy, but I feel like even if you was to get into the urban design with the t-shirts, I feel like even with the t-shirts design, you'll be going crazy with it. Keep that in mind, man.
I did actually. I had a brand, and this was a couple years ago called Flyboy Society. Because my thing is this: I wanted to do the t-shirt brand as a side thing because I wanted to have like another thing that something easy to do. And I had a team for that. It was my boy Reggie, my boy Ben, and my other boy. I forgot his name. His last name's McIntosh. Black kid. So it was 4 of us, and we started the crew called Flyboy Society. I came up with the name, I came up with the logo, and then I was doing all the graphics and stuff like that, but they did everything else. They did like the marketing stuff. And it was actually a good look because we were looking at skateboarders, and I was looking more into like sponsoring skateboarders. Because, like I said, like Supreme, that was a big thing. Sponsoring skateboarders is a really big thing. Low-key people slept on it, especially black skateboarders. I wanted the kids, the black skateboarders. So that's how I met this kid in New Jersey. And me and him, I ended up meeting his other boy, Nigel. Through him was actually good friends with Andrew Bynum. That's how I met Andrew Bynum and stuff like that. But it's just crazy to me because social media helped.
And it's like, it's a big platform. Like, when I first started doing like, the interviews and like just working, like it was just for fun at that point. But then it's like you started getting the feel for when I would step out, they'd be like, I use a segment called Cop or Flop.
So I know that.
So like when people come and be like, yo, is this a cop or is it a flop? I'm just like, wow, like the influence you can have with social media is kind of
funny. After you've done that, I've seen a few other people start using Cop or Flop. Like you watch Full Size Run. Them dudes, I've heard them use that term before. And it's funny because I'm like, yo, I know you said it before them. And I was just like, but the thing about the internet, they might see something that someone else does. And just like I was watching this thing on Fashion Nova. And it's crazy because it talks about how they steal a lot of black designers' work.
So, not even to cut you off, can you explain to the people how the fashion industry works? Because, like, one thing I've been seeing on Twitter is like, oh, so-and-so really copies this person's type of style, but it'd be 2 different brands with, like, just the same. It's like, comparison, so people be like, okay, Kylie really studies Rihanna, right? That was the thing I seen on Twitter. It's because, like, they would wear this different brands with the same style, and I know if I know it, I'm correct, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The fashion industry, what they do is that they display styles, right? Like, they'll do walkways where, like, models come out and, like, it's not like a brand or something. It's just like what's in, what's going to come in.
Trends,
the trends, right? And then, they take that idea from those trends and they make it their own and, like, they twist it up.
This is the thing about fashion. And it's like, you can't copyright designs. You can't copyright styles. You can copyright patterns. Like, you can copyright certain little aesthetics and stuff like that, little things, but you can't So this is the thing, like, you can see 5 designers doing the same dress, but some of them might do it differently, some of them might do it the same, but you can't say they're like, I don't understand they're copying this. This thing is, with fashion, there's no such thing. It's because there's no rule of copying because everybody steals from each other because we're all inspired by each other. Like, for example, I had one kid say, oh, I liked you at one point, but you basically stole Ralph Lauren's style. I'm like, no, I didn't, because if that's the case, Ralph Lauren stole Brooks Brothers style. And he worked for Brooks Brothers. Nobody knows this, but he worked for Brooks Brothers years ago. That's where he got his style from. If you look at Brooks Brothers and how they set up, it's no different from Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren, all he did was, I'm going to do what they did. I'm going to just step it up a bit. I'm going to add a little bit of my little flair to it. I'm like, Ralph, I'm going to do exactly what you did, Ralph. I'm going to take what you did and add my little flair to it. And that's all it is. For example, I'm not going to even say their names, but I know 2 designers out here in Boston. They were feuding, They were feuding because they kept saying, oh, each other's copying each other, right? This person's copying this person, that person's copying. And they were just, and it was ugly. It was stupid. And I'm sitting here like, why y'all arguing over like each other copying each other, right? So I'm sitting here like, I realized something, especially from that dude Gary Vee, who's a motivational speaker. He said it best. He said, if you're going to be worried about what the next man's doing and what they're doing, stuff like that, then don't even bother getting into it. Because it's true, because it's like that, between the 2 designers, the one girl that was worried about it the most, who was actually older, she kind of fell off.
Yeah.
And she was so worried and concerned about the other girl. The other girl was so not concerned about that girl.
Yeah.
She just brushed it off and kept focusing, staying in her lane.
Yeah.
Even if she was jabbering and yapping and stuff like that, she's staying in her lane now. She's actually surpassed the other girl. With the other girl is nowhere to be found right now. She's quiet. And I pay attention to stuff like that where I'm like, yo, and she would just been like,
mind your business.
Mind your business. Keep doing your own thing. Y'all both could have been escalated. Because the thing is, you gotta understand. Some people might want her, like her stuff more than your stuff. But the thing is, who cares if y'all doing the same thing? As long as you keep doing your thing, you're gonna have your crowd. If the world's too big, for you to say, "Oh, I want to be the man on top." Nobody ever says that. Like in fashion, like I want to be. Everybody says they want to be a top designer. Yeah. But the thing is, if you notice that every year, the top designer usually obviously they pick out. Yeah. It's not the same person.
It's never the same person.
And that's based off of, if you're buzzing. Yeah. That's all it is. It's not about how good you are. It's just like, about if you're buzzing at the moment, 100%. So it's just like Supreme, buzzing. But they've been around for how long?
Years.
Exactly.
And it took them a long time to get, that award. It wasn't like they won it multiple times. Like Supreme been buzzing. But like they got that real buzz last year in 2018 when they was just dropping collaborations. It did not stop. Because I remember waiting on the app, seconds into like one drops, I couldn't get a t-shirt. Like it was bad. Exactly. But the only reason I asked that is because I feel like a lot of people don't have the understanding of how the styles and fashion works. So I had to you've been doing this for 7 years. I could say you're kind of a veteran. I would say obviously comparing to like other people, like what to do and what not to do, and as far as you have a great understanding of how the fashion industry works. Because I've seen a lot of disputes on people do make stuff, right? I've seen, and I only asked the question because I heard the Fashion Nova argument where people were like, oh, you better copyright, you better not post that picture because Fashion Nova was going to come and take whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I had to ask that, because I've seen a lot of people complain like, I made this way before Fashion Nova had it on their website, but now it's on their website, right? Yeah. So that's why I had to ask that question.
No, because this is shorty, her name is Jay Nice. Yeah. And she got this brand called Closet Envy. Mm-hmm. She does a lot of her own stuff, like I understand, but you understand, Fashion Nova, it's easy. You make it easy for them to steal stuff when your pieces are easy to be remade. Mm-hmm. If you're making simple pieces that I could make myself in my sleep, most of the time it's stretch fabric anyways. Yeah. And I can make that stuff in my sleep. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's easy to recreate a lot of this stuff. Yeah. So if I could recreate it in my sleep, especially Fashion Nova having a bigger market than you, and they have a whole manufacturing, and you have a small manufacturing now, you understand, instead of complaining and going online and complaining about, like, she was online complaining, like, oh, this, I put my work into this and this stuff. And it's like, some people tell her, oh, you should be flattered. No, I don't think she should be flattered. I would be annoyed too because you just kind of take it from my pocket. Yeah. Or whatever. But at the same time, if you have your fan base, they're not going to go to Fashion Nova over you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So, like I said, from the example of those two girls that were designers that were arguing, Shorty used to be popping on IG. She still is. Jay Nice, stuff like that. But she also learned to stay focused. I think she realized, me complaining about Fashion Nova is not going to benefit me at all. 100%. Yeah. So instead, she just stayed in her lane, focused on her fan and her fan base and her crowd, and keep it moving. Because the thing is, someone could come in and do the same thing I'm doing. I'm not going to be like, oh, they're copying me. I don't care. I'm like, oh, that's good for them. Yeah. That's good for them. I'm still going to keep my fan base, because the thing is, fan base is important. Yeah. It's like loyalty, because it's like, if I've been rocking with you from jump, I've been getting stuff from you, and someone comes in and doing the same stuff that I'm doing, and stuff like that, you're not going to go jump over them. No, especially, 100%. And the thing is, Shorty stuff, Jay Nice stuff, I think is priced more than Fashion Nova stuff, because Fashion Nova is using cheaper fabric, 100%, cheaper material. So as a person that into fashion, I'm sticking with Jay Nice, because of quality. You're not gonna go Fashion Nova. Everybody knows Fashion Nova stuff is like Tellos, like rainbows and Tellos, but it's like a
quick fix kind of like.
What's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, man, it's like overhyped. You know what I'm saying? It's an overhyped brand, all because of They got all these people that they're paying, these
influencers,
all these influencers they're paying, and people like Cardi B and all them. You're gonna go where Cardi B tells you to go because you love Cardi B.
Yeah.
So instead of that, like instead of Jay Nice sitting here and getting mad, Jay Nice, you should do what they do. Okay, so you're gonna take a bunch of people. I'm gonna do the same thing you did. I'm gonna get a couple of influencers, give them free stuff so you can promote for me, or pay them some money.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't. Sometimes that's the only way. If you want to battle with someone, you gotta basically do what they do.
Yeah.
And if your stuff's quality,
it's gonna speak for itself.
Yeah.
100%.
Plain simple, like I said, I watched it, I seen it with the two girls that I knew, both of them personally. I know them personally, and I rock with both of them. But it's like at the same time, it's like, yo, just
let's stick together and
learn to just embrace it and just be like, I'm not gonna say the part. Like I had there's a clothing line called Rolling Blazer, I think it's called. It's they opened up a store in Boston. My boy hit me up like, yo, check this out. And he's, my boy's loyal to me. He's like, yo, I think they're trying to copy you. I was like, nah, they're not trying to copy me. They're doing a whole, their aesthetic's totally different from mine. Yeah, they're using the same concept with the sport, but it's not the same thing as mine. At the same time, I checked them out. I looked at their work and so I was like, yo, they got some dope stuff.
Yeah.
But I wasn't concerned. Just like for rugby. When rugby went under, I was in the car with my boy. And he was like, bro, check this out. He showed me the article. He's like, yo, it's your turn to take over. Once he told me that, like I said, I seen that lane with rugby and it opened up. I moved right over to the rugby lane. It's kind of like you kind of have to go with the flow and what's going on in the fashion industry. So I was in my lane doing my thing. Rugby's doing their thing. Minding my business. I see it's like a whole lane. It opened up. I was like, oh, I need to switch over. 100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to switch over. And he told me like, yo, do your thing, step it up, and boom. But it's like, it's all about your timing too. Like I said, if you have your fan base, like Ralph Lauren has his fan base to the point where Ralph Lauren doesn't worry about Tommy, Perry Nautica, and all them. And they all do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, the more you keep saying that, the more I'm like realizing how similar all these brands are. Yeah. It's just like they tweak it just a little bit. And like, that's just the difference right there.
Yeah, because, all right, Tommy was in competition with Ralph Lauren for a minute. Yeah. Everybody knows this. His biggest competition was Ralph, but it's like, it was more like a friendly competition. It wasn't like, oh, I'm really trying to beat Ralph. Ralph Lauren became the first fashion billionaire. Then the second one was, the second person was Tommy, right after him. Same aesthetic. Ralph got there first. Because Ralph was there. He started first. Yeah. You understand? Obviously, he started first. But you didn't see Tommy complain. Never. Tommy was right behind him. That's my thing. I want to be like, yo, you're here before me. You're doing your thing. And stuff like that.
I'll meet you there.
I'll be like, yo, I'll see, like my boy, I went to high school. He said, yo, we got a thing going on. Let's first person in a million. I said, all right. We're not even competing. It's just more like, we're
like pushing each other.
Because the thing is, if I see you get through the door, I'm gonna get through that same door.
You just blew that whole form.
Yeah, like, yo, thanks, Ralph. I know exactly what I need to do because that's what he did. He was like, oh, so that's what you did? Oh, you forgot to add this and that and that. Yeah. So that's what he did, and that's how he became billionaire too.
Yeah. So do you? So like I remember like just touching back. You said just like don't make stuff easy to recreate. Do you make your stuff like kind of like I'm gonna do this because I know I haven't seen it somewhere else, and I know for a fact it's gonna be hard to create that same type of stilo.
So my thing is this: everything has a base. Like a T-shirt, everybody does know how to do a polo. Everybody does the polo. What separates me from other people is, and I noticed that with other designers as well, is our detailing. The little things. Yeah. Like when I was doing custom clothes, a lot of the custom clothes, one of my boys said, I seen someone wearing one of your vests and pants. I knew it was you because the buttonholes were a certain color. I said, word? He was like, yeah, because you're the only dude that does the different color buttonholes on the suit jackets and stuff. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's something I like doing, like the little details like that. He was like, yeah. So stuff like that, like I said, when you have true fans and true admirers and true supporters, they'll see things that you're doing and they'll realize, like, for example, Ralph Lauren does certain things for, like, for his polos, he has, I think, 3 types of polos. Where he has like the soft cotton one, then he has the regular woven one, then he has another one. And you can tell by the texture, by feeling which one's more expensive than the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can tell.
I knew that because I bought a regular one.
I just had a moment because I remember being in stores and like, you could tell this.
Yeah.
Oh, you could tell this cost.
Like, this one cost me because I remember I bought a regular polo. When I first regular, it was the woven one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a piece. When I finally had, when I was working and had the bread to buy the more expensive polo, I felt the difference. I was like, it was soft. It was like,
it's crazy. I got one of those.
Yeah, the soft joints. I said, I'm never going to wear anything else but these soft polos because this shit was just like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah, so
now I understand it's all about levels.
Yeah.
It's all about, and that's what separates you from other people. It's sometimes it has to do with details, quality, things of that sort that people don't really, like people that are true fans of your work will understand.
Yeah.
Will appreciate it. And other people might come in and understand that and just be like, oh, snap. Like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, both them girls, I like to bring them back up, but then both them girls, one girl, she kept working at it. She kept working. She was younger. She was young in the game. The other girl was there before her. Yeah, she copied a couple stuff that you did. But the thing is, it's like, instead of getting upset saying, "Yo, this girl sweating me,"
be admired about it. Like you should.
I would have been like, "Yo, like
I inspired that.
I inspired her to be this way."
Yeah.
Now I gotta step it up and switch it up or whatever. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. Kind of challenge yourself. Take that as a challenge. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get upset. Like, yo, like I don't. This is my thing. And people be asking this question: who's your biggest competition? Yeah. Myself. My last collection. Mm-hmm. My last collection. You know why I said that my last collection? Because I remember I released a collection back in 2000. I think it was 15. My first solo collection. 52 pieces. It was like 10 men's pieces, like 40 plus women's pieces. Yeah. I had a show at the studio called Filippo Style. And we had like 20 plus women models, 10 male models. Mm-hmm. It was craziness. But my thing was this. After that collection, I was like, yo, am I going to top this? Oh, yes, I'm going to top this. Yeah. So I released another collection. It was better than the last. That's why this year, this is my first year doing a collection where I usually like to share with people what I'm working on. This is my first year where I'm not, it's like closed doors, top secret. Yeah. You're not going to see nothing that's going on.
100%. Yeah.
Until it's released. Until like.
Trying to catch people by surprise.
Where it's like, kind of like on some like Beyonce and Drake where they released the album and nobody knew they had an album they're working on and they just dropped it. Yeah. And it's like, where is this coming from? I love that concept because it makes sense to me because music and fashion kind of like similar
things. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. So I sat here, I'm like sitting here like, yo, I'm going to do a collection where nobody knows what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you the name. That's it.
Kind of have people guessing like what type of pieces.
And that's when people hit me up. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, like I came in, I was like, dude, you've been quiet.
Yeah.
And then you be like, I've been working.
Yeah. So it's just like I want to be dropping stuff where you're like, when it comes out, I want it remind me of my first ever collection I did. 2012 at BU. Yeah. It was a rowing collection of all men's. Yeah. 13 pieces. I remember because my younger brother and my cousin were in the show too. Yeah. And I remember I did most like hoodies, sweatshirts, tops, cardigans, etc. Yeah. Pants. It was all the preppy stuff. I remember I used to go out a lot. Yeah. But like I do now, how I fall back. I do this thing when I fall back, you won't see me. Kind of like when a rapper goes to the studio, you don't see the dude for like a month or two. Yeah. Like how Kanye West went to like Paris.
And he was just
and they were in like a excluded house in like the on the countryside. Yeah. Nobody had access to him. Mm-hmm. And then he come out with the album, boom. Yeah. So that's what I did. Because my boy, Rob. Yeah. Promoter. Rob was like, yo, I haven't seen you out. What's going on? Yo. So he goes to BU. So he was at the show. I released that collection piece by piece. And my boy, Stevie Newberry, his name's Stevie Kareem. Yeah. He's originally from Boston. He lives out in, I think, Arizona, Cali. I can't keep up with him, but that's my man's. We had a team called Urban Fresh together. Yeah. He was at the show. And he's a polo head, mind you. So he was at the show. And I knew it was a great collection because I couldn't watch it. I'm backstage. Yeah. You know what he did? He got up and he stood in the front row, got up, ran up and down the side like a mad person, like, yo!
You couldn't believe it, huh?
This collection's crazy. To me, it's like, no, sit down. No, I didn't say sit down. Yeah. To me, that's the dopest reaction you get from someone. It's so genuine. I sat there like, that's what I want to do. I want to release the collection again where someone like Stevie comes up and it's like, yo! You're out your mind, bro. I love that stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's the honest reaction you get from people. And the last time I got there was 2012. Not saying all the other collections were dope, but I want
you want to relive that moment and like, but better this time.
Yeah. I want that wow factor where everybody's like I said on IG right now. I bet you my joint's blowing up. I dropped that joint with the girl, and everybody's like, "Yo, you're like."
No, yeah, I remember. Like the second you kind of described it in the picture, I was like, yeah, I remember that picture from the last episode I met you. And I was like, though, that was like, I was literally, it took my breath away. Like not a lot of stuff does that. Like especially when it comes to fashion. I was just like, wow, that's an elegant
To
picture.
me, it was an art piece.
Yeah,
Like I said, the combination of the location, the background scenery, how the shot was made, the flow of the dress.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to blow this painting, blow this up and put it on my wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I get a studio, I want to put it on the wall.
No, yeah. That's definitely like a milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just like, I just want to wrap things up, man. What's like, any tips, any like advice for upcoming like cut and sew people who just want to enter the cut and sew world? Like, what kind of words you want to leave them with, and like, just anything you want to like promote stuff. Like right now is the time right now.
Okay. For all the young up and coming, look for mentors. I had 5.
Okay.
They all were in fashion. The funny thing is they're all male. Not saying they have to be all males or all females. I just so happens that I met male designers, and I learned from each one of them different things. You might not learn everything from each one of them, but you'll learn something. I learned something from the first one, the second one, the third, fourth, and fifth one. And to this day, I can contact them. And it's like one of my mentors, my second mentor, sees me now, and he sees me progressing more than him. Instead of being a hater like some other people would be, he's actually proud because he was like, yo, I basically taught this kid a lot of this stuff that he knows now. And he's like, yo, I see you progressing, bro, and I'm proud of that because I like to see the growth. You know what I mean? And it makes sense because the thing is, it's like me mentoring somebody. I want them to become bigger than me.
Yeah. 100%.
Eventually. You know what I mean? They become bigger than me. When I'd be like, yo, like, I helped him get to where he's at right now. So get yourself some mentors. Be patient. Because this stuff's not easy. Cutting stuff's not easy. So, learn the basics. Start small and then work yourself big. And then eventually.
Yeah, like you started with a bow tie. Now you're doing
gowns and suits. And,
that's like it's
coats
crazy.
And all that other crazy stuff. Now I'm sitting here like I sit here like, yo, I actually made that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I did a wedding suit last year.
Oh, wow.
Within 24 hours because the wedding was like 2 days.
You was just like, I gotta do this.
Yeah, and I banged it out. But, it's just like, get yourself some mentors, have some patience, and you gotta be passionate because if you're out here trying to do this just for the money, you're not gonna go far. And also, like I said, the last advice I give you is look at yourself as your competition. Nobody else. You know what I mean? And if you want to compete with yourself, be like, okay, I did good with this item. I want the next item to be better.
Mm-hmm.
So outdo yourself because that's the only way you can grow.
100%, man. Yo, thank you, man. It was definitely a pleasure, bro. And I learned some stuff throughout this whole interview, man. And hopefully y'all gonna catch me with some rowing, man, some Cloud Michelle one day when I get that money up, man. Just plug in social media.
Okay, well, you can catch me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. It's Claude_Michelle. Basically, that's what it is. And also my other brand, which is @Rowing1839.
And thank y'all, man. That's the wrap. Closing out, man. Y'all know me. Y'all can catch me at Ruben D. Feliz on IG. Y'all can catch me everywhere else, man. I'm not gonna stop. Y'all gonna see my face. Thank you again, brother.